Hi, everybody. So I'm the CTO slash head of growth slash co-founder of Ora Organic. We do organic plant-based nutritional supplements. We make everything from food. It's all sustainable and made from plant-based ingredients. It's gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, non-GMO, soy-free and vegan. I said soy-free twice. So I'm just going to give you a bit of background about the company. As you can probably hear from my odd accent, I'm from New Zealand. I started it with my sister and her husband and another friend about 3 years ago in 2015. We're trying to change the way people think about nutritional products, about supplements. Really just like so that you can build trust with people again. It's something that I think has been lacking in the industry for quite a while. I personally wasn't even into the space at all when we started. I come from banking software, so it was like totally unrelated, and I try to bring like a bit of a tech angle to it. But yeah, we just sort of trying to bring like a no BS like approach to supplements, make everything really clean. Like if you look at the back of a label on one of our products, you'd recognize everything. It's all food. It's like literally everything in it is organic food. Yeah, so we started online. We did the D2C model. I think in 2015 it was very hot. Like go and start a Shopify store and like go and like push out a bunch of products to people online. Started with subscriptions. Supplements are great for subscriptions because people need them. So I think we talked about retention rate. It's like I think we're around about 80% month on month. That's because we make pretty good products and people seem to like them, I guess. And yeah, we're started online. Now we're in about 1,000+ stores. A large percent of that is Vitamin Shop. So that looks probably a bigger number than it is in terms of uniques. So yeah, that's basically just saying what I just said. We try to grow organically through our website and on Amazon, like collecting reviews from like friends and family and all that kind of stuff. We went on Shark Tank in 2016. Actually, preface to that, we tried to make a viral video, and it failed pretty massively, I have to say. We came up with a really bad hashtag, which I'm not going to repeat here. But if you Google it, you'll probably find it, and it's very like New Zealand sense of humor, very sort of like dark and a little bit like risque, and I don't think the market got it at the time. So they probably wouldn't now still, but that made its way somehow into the hands or into the eyes of a Shark Tank producer, and they were like, "Well, this is cool. Do you guys want to come?" And they got in contact with our CEO Will, and were like, "Do you guys want to come on the show? Like, you just do the same thing, like exactly what you did in the video." So we did 3 audition tapes, and then yeah, got on that in Feb 2017. And this is when it all sort of like started to ramp up, as any like large PR thing like that. It's like 8 million people watch the show or something. And I just sort of jumped in tech side and set up a bunch of like lead capture devices on the website, like surveys, competitions. We captured more than 15,000 emails in like a month, and added literally thousands of subscribers just because of that, which was super cool because I thought we were if you see the product, I don't know how to go back, but it's quite premium. Everything's organic. We're reasonably high price point, but evidently that's starting to resonate with a much larger group of people than what we initially thought. And that sort of goes to where we started with our niche. We're very like, all the branding is done by my sister Erica. It's very much her personality. She's a 26-year-old, 26-year-old female millennial, like really likes organic, clean beauty products and food products and stuff like that. So it's very much her, and it resonated with that audience quite well, as well as being like no BS, which is also her style, which is great. And yeah, we just sort of kept it real, and then we found out from Shark Tank that okay, well, there's actually like a much larger group who are interested in like organic plant-based foods as well, and that included, I mean, and still includes, we're starting to see it ramp up a lot today, like new mothers, and vegan, plant-based bodybuilders, that sort of audience as well. So we make a big point of being conversational with our customers. We haven't got to text message yet, as much as I'd love to, but we do talk to them all the time. Like that's like our big thing is just like our customer service agents can spend 30 minutes on the phone to someone, which sounds insane, but they love it. Like our customers really love it, and they talk to their friends about it, and that's how we got started. So we try to keep that all the way through, and we hopefully will get to continue to do that. And it really helped us to sort of figure out how to make better products. I think our protein powders have been through like 4 or 5 different iterations over the last 3 years, which is a lot, considering that's like the number of different production runs you do. But I think they're pretty awesome now. So, yeah. Finding the customers, we used our networks. We went through, I say that, I'm from New Zealand, I don't have any network here yet, working on it. But we went through friends and family, we got them to review stuff on our website, got them to review it on Amazon, got them to share it on social media, and then sort of saw an opportunity in SEO. So I'm a bit of a data nerd, geek guy. I really like diving into like scraping stuff from blogs, like people's websites, trying to figure out what, like do sentiment analysis on like the top blogs. And then we go and create content around the questions people are asking. And as we sort of found out, like that's a great way to build trust with people. Like I think within 3 months of launching the article, like when to take your probiotic, we were like the #1 hit on Google for it. And just that one article like skyrocketed us. Like I can't even just describe that how much that one thing did, just by answering questions in like a matter-of-fact, helpful way, and not trying to sell anything at the start. You can sell it at the end. Getting social proof, getting reviews is hard. I think I just mentioned this. What we try and do is we try and find ways to reach out to people on Amazon, the necessary evil, and that can, ideally you'd like to drive people to whatever other channel you have. Not always possible, but that can just mean like creating a great experience through Amazon, through like the box that you send out. That could be if you do seller fulfilled. I wouldn't recommend that because it's really hard to meet their high expectations. But yeah, we do a lot with like even just like the little individual product you get with like the little tags and stuff that go on it when it comes even from Amazon. Big data. We have a lot of data. We have a lot of data from Amazon. We have a lot of data from our website, from Shark Tank, from emails, and sort of one of the things I like to do is collate all of that. So we have real-time dashboards with like updating our CPA, customer lifetime value, churn rate, everything, so that we're always tracking it, and we're just like using every data input we can. A lot of what we do with like the sentiment analysis goes into how we create audiences on stuff like Facebook as well. So that's all automated. I don't want to probably dive too much into that, but it really makes sure that the right people receive our content and that like what we say to them is relevant. And yeah, we tried to do retail. We are trying to do retail, because I still think it's really important. It's really important to get that awareness and get it in people's hands, and there are definitely people we don't reach. That first line. We have no experience. We didn't know what we were doing. My sister built our expo booth for Expo East, which was kind of crazy. It took us 4 days. We literally went to Home Depot and like bought all the pieces, and then like went down, and we may have just like left it there at the end as well. So like, shh. But we actually ended up winning like the Next Year award for like best new supplement, and at the time we didn't even know what those were. So like we're like, okay, maybe retail is like a thing we should do more of. And it turns out that we got really lucky. Like a lot of really cool trendy retailers like picked us up, like Erewhon in LA. There's like Clover Grocery here, Westerly. Super cool. Like really like market leaders. They're like influence all the other big retailers. And then we've been working with Vitamin Shop just recently. We launched with them on July 1st, and we love them because they're like very education centric. They're like, you walk into their stores and you can talk to a health enthusiast, one of their like staff members, for like 20 minutes. It's totally fine. It sort of resonates with what we do with our customer service as well. That's it. If we got questions now, cool. Yeah, so I think the competitive landscape is. Oh, sorry. So just asking about the competitive landscape for our products and what makes it unique. I think one that really sticks out is protein powder. Like it's a huge category. There's a lot of players in the plant-based area as well. Um, a lot of big ones are sort of being bought out at the moment, like Garden of Life by Nestle and Vega by White Wave. So, I mean, it's really interesting. They're all like really good brands with great like cult followings as well. So we're trying to sort of emulate that a bit. I guess the way we try and differentiate is by being, I guess, a little less sort of, and I'm not saying other brands are like this, but a little less like in your face about it. Just like all our products are organic, plant-based. We don't try and like say that they do, like are gonna like get you jacked. Like that's not our thing. They're more like an everyday, like something you can just build into your lifestyle, something that looks beautiful that you can sit on your counter at home. And when people walk in, they go, "What's that?" You're like, "Oh, that's my protein powder." And often people will probably go, "Really? That doesn't even look like one." So that's sort of what our differentiation is there a bit. Yes.
And what was the hashtag?
So I tell you the one that we ended up changing it to. We changed it to cheat on your supplements. And the idea is that cheat on your supplements with real food because all of our products are made from food. But yeah, if you Google it, it'll come up.
Cheat on your supplements on the video, the viral video or non-viral video, so I was wondering.
The non-viral video, yeah. Yes. What do we use for sentiment analysis? I use my very good friend Andy, who's an incredible data scientist. So we use like large relational databases. He's built a lot of like Python scrapers to like pull all that information from a lot of like really top websites, and we basically send him like a list of keywords once a month, and he goes through and rips all that information. And yeah, we try and figure out what people are actually saying, whether it's about our brand or another. Yes.
Revenue-wise, what's the importance of online versus retail?
Revenue-wise, what's the importance of online versus retail? Online still is the biggest one for us, and I think will continue to be going forward, unless we sort of diversify into our own sort of retail placements as well. Obviously that can all change if you pick up like a huge account. But it's really important for us to sort of maintain that control over our pricing and brand. And part of that is even with Amazon, I know there are like a couple of options you can choose from when you go to work with Amazon, like the vendor program or the seller program. I personally always recommend the seller program because you're able to like keep control of your prices. And if that's important to you as a brand, like it is to us, then yeah, I think that's really important too. Yes.
For folks in the 0 to like 6 months or 1 year operation, what's up, or maybe 0 to first year operation, what was that the biggest mistake that you made, or thing you could share with everyone what we should do?
So what was the biggest mistake we made in the first 0 to 6 months? There were a few. There's one which I call the Oprah giveaway, like the Oprah giveaway. It was like, basically one day I was offering some discounts to friends for our Amazon listing for one of our products. And I set it up so that it would be on the product listing, but Amazon had this thing where it defaulted to show it on the actual listing, and it was for 100% off. And so somebody came along with a bot and like 116 accounts and bought up like a whole bunch of our probiotics all at once. The next day we were the number 7 ranking probiotic on Amazon. and I was like, okay, so this is interesting. We managed to get most of them cancelled, thankfully, but it was kind of like, you get a probiotic, and you get a probiotic. So that was a pretty big mistake, especially when we didn't have a whole lot of stock. But we kind of got away with it, I think. Yeah, we survived. Yes.
So you were talking about all these different ways that converting. So what did you do to convert?
So what do we do to convert people from like a conversation into a sale? I think a lot of it is just purely building trust with the person in the conversation, and then offering them an option that like fits them. I mean, often we tell people not to buy a product because like sometimes it doesn't fit them. And this is something we're going to like dive further into with like stuff like DNA testing and things like that going forward. Is that like you don't always want to recommend people to use your products, and that's how you build trust with the consumer. Like at least that's how we do it. It's like, and so they'll come back later and they'll be like, oh, now that I'm like, I'm no longer pregnant, I can use an omega-3 spray with rosemary in it because rosemary otherwise would be potentially harmful, even though we don't know that it is. We'd say don't use it just in case, or like go check with your doctor as well, but also don't use it. So. Yeah. Yes.
How do you utilize influencer marketing and its experience?
Have we used influencer marketing? Yes, we have. We've used some pretty big ones and some pretty small ones. And our experience is that like our customers are the best influencers, even if they don't like go and get like 10,000, 100,000 likes on their photos. They create great content. And like that's what we put on our website. That's what we reuse on our social channels. And that's what we put in our emails that we send out to people. So I get the influencer thing. Like it's great for the exposure and you gain a lot of followers. I mean, I think definitely a large percent of our followers have come from like big influencer campaigns. But yeah, in terms of actually driving like real like long-term customers, definitely the micro-influencer thing is much better. Any more? Yes.
So all the data points that you're doing, all that data, how much do you think that that's helped growing your brand? How do you, when you're talking to investors, when you're thinking about your budget, I mean, I think with your salary, with hiring data scientists, and then you're also hiring food scientists, and there's a lot of cost creating food products. So how did you, how does that contribute to your bottom line, and how do you justify that?
So how do we justify having data scientists on staff as a supplement company? It's a good question. I think a lot of it is about creating really effective audiences and like really understanding how we market to those audiences. And that can be like whether you do it through Facebook or whether you do remarketing through Google. A lot of it is in the remarketing funnel that you see the actual return. And then, yeah, I mean, like there isn't a way to ascribe a value specifically to what data science can do, but it helps us make better product decisions. We pick up on trends often before they happen. I think the organic probiotic thing was a big one that we managed to hit on right before it started. And yeah, it's kind of like investing in. Oh no, that's a bad analogy. I won't say it, but yeah, I know. I gotta stop doing that. Yeah, investing in data science is. I think it's really important as long as you have the right questions. I think that's the thing. Is like you got to go in being like, what product should we make next, or like, why do people not like stevia in their protein powder? Like not just like why are they saying it, but what is actually contributing to that question? So yes, one of that.
Just from a supplement sort of question, do you feel in your experience that having a marketing spiel that goes around being organic is a question has more value than actually the nutritional value of your product? Because being organic doesn't always mean that your product is quite nutritiously dense.
Okay, so the question was, like, what is the? I guess how do we?
Like, do people care more in your experience about?
Do people care more about the nutritional value or about the organic?
And do you get questions about, the variance between it being organic or nutritiously dense?
So interestingly, we don't really get questions about that. It's more like I think there is definitely an assumption that if you have an organic product, it's going to be nutritionally good for you. And I agree, like I don't think that's necessarily true. And that's kind of why we wanted to bring organic into the supplement industry, because it was already happening in like every other industry. Like food was doing it, like washing detergent, like baby nappies, like all that kind of stuff was already doing organic. And we thought like, well, why not bring like the organic, like clean food movement to supplements and focus on nutrition? So like you have all these like really cool companies out there like doing plant-based everything, but they're focused on replacing existing products and not necessarily on the nutritional value of those products. So that's what we do by starting in the nutritional products industry. And yeah, we hope that people like begin to equate organic with like a high nutritional value, and it actually means the same thing rather than it being like a falsehood.
Right, yeah.
Thank you.